Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say going what you over Shemiao Shah Bashima, Rekak Wadash, and the oneness to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, that do rule and teach well. You know, got home, a couple hours ago. It was just, wanted to make sure I went to watch some videos, by brothers and things like that. And then, I was pretty beat. So I pretty much, took a quick little nap, and now I'm back up, and I want to do, a quick video. I'm gonna try to get a video out, each day, including on the camp days, ideally. This is the book of Isaiah 40 and 18, 40 and 17. All nations before him are as nothing; they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. Right? We know the nations to the Most High are spittle. Here's a drop in the vessel. The only difference with Israel is, even though, over here in America, 2/3 of Israel are wicked, and you have a great number of wicked Israelites all over the world. Where all these, different, GMS camps around the world, you have plenty of wicked guys, and I mean, dudes will expose themselves, like, just shit you just hear, and then they'll get put out the camp. Because people get put out the camp. That's not just a thing that happens in America. Guys get put out of camps all over the world, for wicked shit, right? And, kind of applying this to what I was dealing with and bringing this out to fucking cut that fucking dude who keeps bothering me, Every time I teach, well, not every week, but every couple weeks, this dude, he doesn't touch me or nothing, because, I don't fucking play no games with that, If people just, fuck with you, alright, be like that, Like, you brought your fucking goofy ass all the way from Syria, wherever the hell your ass came from, to come to this country. This place will be your grave. You will die here. Fucking dumbass. You just stayed in the Middle East. Maybe you might have had a chance of survival, but, you still gonna get nuked either way, But, and that's the way I feel for all you nations here in America, man. You guys got nothing. All you guys do is look, stare, laugh. I got nothing good to say to you other nations, man. You came here, you immigrated here. This place will be your grave, because a lot of Moabites be in my area, and they be laughing, and of course, talk about our people. They always joke around, say, look at that nigga, but most Jakes, I'll give Jake some credit here. Like, they don't fuck with me that much, you just get occasional one. Most of them just kind of look and walk away, right? But you shouldn't do that. You should ask questions, right? Like, I don't have no headphones on. I don't have, I'm here to answer questions, okay? I'm here to that's my job. I'm here to in the beginning it says, come for ye, C41, come for ye, my people, save your power, right? That's the goal. That's the reason why we're out there, to rebuke the people and then tell them what they need to do, We can be harsh with the rebuke and things like that, but, at the end of the day, we're just telling you what you need to do for your own good, And that's it. Actually, I didn't know that was there. Isaiah 40 and 15. All the nations are dropped in the bucket and is counted as a small dust in the balance bowl. They take out the idols of every little thing. Yeah, absolutely. You skip back down to verse 19. The workmen must the graven image, and the goldsmith spanned it over with gold and cast the silver chains. What we know about, I think it's Jeremiah 15. It talks about the same thing. Decking a tree with gold, all these Christmas holidays, which comes back from Babylon. We know that America is spiritually Egypt, Babylon, Syria, and they follow all the same shit. Which all goes back to that the Kemetic mystery school system, which was the first one. Hamite shit, Babylonian shit. They had the people believing this Semiramis and Tammuz. Edom white, the white version of Semiramis and Tammuz. Jesus, right? White Jesus. I don't really like to use the term Jesus anyway, but the false image, right? That's the people following, and all these nations have their gods. Have you not known? Have you not heard? Have you not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundation of the earth? You see that says upon the circle of the earth, inhabitants thereof as grasshoppers. He stretched out the heavens as a curtain and spreads them out as a tent to dwell in. Right? Now, I looked this up in multiple, commentaries and just kind of combed over it. This pretty much proves that the earth is a globe, right? If it wasn't obvious already, I think there's much more scriptures that talk about how the earth is circular, is globular. But I found other things that talk about the ozone layer, which is also a vault, right? Inhabitants serve as grasshoppers, right? It means that they're a very little thing, right? Ezra's talked about that and how we were as grasshoppers in Babylon. And here in America, we're also as grasshoppers. Our lives are counted for nothing. And I was reading up. Hold on, let me go get it. But pretty much the rest is just talking about how, at least according to the commentaries, about how the earth, basically, the ozone layer, the Lord spreads over everything around the earth to basically protect it, and then, he spreads the ozone layer out, that's everything that he had done with the angels, through Yahshua and the angels, in the, Genesis, the first chapter. Alright, and just to kind of talk about it, how, proving our lives as a, grasshopper here in this country, right? This is old, right? But, there's nothing new with these attacks. But this is only from 1986, which, 2020, 2024, 20, like 40 years ago, a little over 40 years ago, maybe 42. So Michael Griffith, born March 2nd, 1963 to December 20th, 1986, was a 23-year-old black man, right? That's pretty much around my age, who's killed on December 20th, 1986 in Howard Beach in Queens, New York City, in a racially motivated attack, right? And, that's a place that's obviously around to this day. It's mostly, Italians, and as we always say, man, not every Italian is a Jake. You got Italian Edomites as well that are straight up vicious. Like, they fucking hate you, man. Like, if you're so-called black, if you're so-called Hispanic, they fucking hate you people, man. They hate us, like, with a passion, man. Some Italians are Jakes, Southern Italians and things like that. But, man, you got Edomites among them too, So it's different. Not every single person that's Italian, if you're an Italian accent, not every single person that's Italian is a Jake. A lot of the cops are Italians, and they're made as the foot soldiers, to, hunt Jake down, So, three local teenagers, John Lester, Scott Kern, and Jason Ladone, were convicted of manslaughter, right? These all sound like Italian names. For the death of Griffith, for assailant Michael Perrone was acquitted. Griffith's death highlighted racial tensions in New York City. It was the second of three highly publicized racially motivated killings of black men by white mobs in New York City in the 1980s. The other victims were Willie Turks in 1982 and Yusuf Hawkins in 1989. I think Yusuf Hawkins, he was a kid. He was shot. Uh, yeah, yeah. Go into this one too. Maybe I'll run into that one. There's a long list. This one doesn't have anything Willie Turks, but there's there's another one that I read literally today. There was this Judite kid who all he was doing was doing some graffiti. The cops ran up to him. He ran away. The cops pretty much caught him, and they beat the shit out of him until he died. Essentially, he died in custody, and it was pretty much a big conspiracy between the police, and whatever autopsy doctors it was, to basically try to cover up and make it seem like he was just drunk, So that's these Edomites be doing, man, in this country. So he's originally from Trinidad, so this is Jake, Southern Kingdom. We'll go into this. Late at night, Friday, summer 1986, four black men, Michael Griffith, Cedric Sandyford, Curtis Sylvester, and Timothy Grimes, were both traveling from Brooklyn to Queens to pick up Griffith's paycheck with their car. 1976 Buick broke down when the car. 1976 Buick broke down on the deserted stretch of Cross Bay Boulevard near the neighborhoods of Broad Channel and Far Rockaway. Right? And it said these are all areas you can still, go to today. I don't know if Far Rockaway is even, in my neighborhood anymore, because I don't know, man. Far Rockaway is more like mad niggas, I think. I don't know. I was always told, don't be hanging around there anyway. I don't want to be around there. Like my neighborhood right now, where I live at, it used to be Edomites over here. It used to be a so-called white neighborhood, but they moved out in like the 80s. So maybe the same thing over there. And you have that so-called white flight, Edomite flight. They were all dipping the hell out, And that's how my family moved in. My family was originally, from down south, but they came up here, and they basically lived here. Interesting. But that's my mother's side. That's what I know from my mother's side. But I don't know too much about the father's side. But we have family from Maryland with them too. But I don't know where the father is originally from. I have no fucking idea. I mean, I know, he was a so-called, black man, but his father, well, not my father's side, but, I know where my father's from. I had my father in my life. I mean, like my grandfather, Slovakia. My father was from NYC, but, my grandfather, we have no idea, he was a straight up deadbeat, so this dude got kids. We found out he had kids in fucking down south. We found out he had kids all over the fucking place, and I was like, what the fuck? Jake was bugging, man. That's not good behavior. You don't want to be a deadbeat. But and I already talked about my great grandfather a million times, so I'm not gonna go into all that again, right? Because if I do, you guys are gonna say I'm an Edomite, which I'm not. I just have a Amalekite, which is a Jake who looked, was following Amalekites. It was among Amalekites. That was my great grandfather. I have a last name that a lot of Amalekites have, but that doesn't mean I'm an Amalekite. You know what I mean? Because you had Jakes that were all over the place, and now even with like the Khazars, you had Jakes among them. They had to learn it from somewhere, right? They made the area. What do you even read in that book, the 13th Tribe? They made their area kind of like a shopping hub, a traveling hub. Wajizo does the same thing to this day. They always be trying to maximize that money, making that money. Sylvester owned the car, remained behind the other three men, walked about 3 miles north to a mostly white neighborhood of Howard Beach to find a payphone. At entering Howard Beach, the three men were accosted by a group of white residents who yelled racial slurs and told them to leave the neighborhood. By 12:30 a.m., the men reached the New Park Pizzeria near the intersection of Cross Bay Boulevard and 57th Avenue. After arresting the meal, the men left the pizzeria at 12:40 a.m. and confronted by a large group of white youths led by 17-year-old John Lester and 16-year-old Jason Ladone. The group were armed with baseball bats, with tire irons, baseball bats, and tree limbs. The group of white men attacked Griffith and Sidney Ford at the pizzeria while Grimes escaped with a balanced knife, right? And pretty much attacked them, right? While fleeing the attack, Griffith ran onto the nearby Belt Parkway, where he was struck and killed by motorists. His body was found on the highway at 1:03 a.m. So they straight up killed him. When the police pounced Sidney Ford walking west on the highway, they brought him to the side of the Griffith's body and without providing medical attention, searched him and placed him in a squad car before interrogating him for several hours. The next morning, Police Chief Benjamin Wolf reprimanded the officers for the treatment of Sidney Ford. New York Mayor Edward Koch compared the attack on the men to a lynching, right? And, that goes into, Esau Edom having that perpetual hatred towards his brother Jacob, what the scriptures talk about. Esau stay hating his brother Jacob. Black civil rights activist Al Sharpton organized several protests in Howard Beach and nearby neighborhoods. Mrs. Floyd Flake, which Al Sharpton did sell out, and all these pastors sellouts. Mrs. Floyd Flake and Herbert Daughtry and activist Sonny Carson used boycotts of white-owned businesses and pizzerias. Then protests, mostly black marchers carried signs comparing the neighborhood to South Africa during apartheid, while white residents displayed signs reading "Niggers go home, white power, and bring back slavery," right? Which is, and these same epithets are still around to this day, and the hatred that Esau has towards Jacob is still going on to this day. Just read the comment boards of Instagram. You can, that's why I don't like to have any sort of social media presence. I don't give a shit, right? I don't want to be famous, right? I mean, there's one thing if, you're making videos or something for business purposes or something, or if you're doing promotional content for a business, or, I don't know, if it's just something like basic, like, photo of you doing some curls with a barbell or something, right? Like, who cares? But, I don't make that my main priority, which I don't post anything on Instagram anyway, but, that internet shit, you're going to get stuff like that on your page, when you get big enough, like you watch any so-called black person when they get big enough, all you'll see is just Nigger, constantly like, oh, nigger, oh, you're a handsome yucking nigger, I'll put you in slavery, you might saying all kinds of weird shit. Some of them aren't even white. That goes to show you their influence. They got all these nations believing this dumb shit. Meanwhile, your grandmother, your father's fucking darker than me, dummy, These other nations, talking about, oh, nigger, don't talk to me, nigger. Like, nigga, your father darker than me. Please stop. Shut the fuck up, man. Please, man. You're, Asian and whatever. Your ancestors were dark too, so, talking about darky this, darky that. Well, I guess that makes you a darky too, so. Get over it. All you nations, you come from people of color, but Esau getting up in that backside, beating the dog shit out of you, he started lighting up and now you think you're different, but guys be forgetting your past. But Lobo and you brothers were edified. I guess across various topics and stuff, but I want to go into more attacks like this, that happened to Jakes here in NYC because, New Yorkers be fucking forgetting this shit, They be forgetting. They be thinking that shit is good, you know? You think that everything is good, that racism doesn't exist, or that's quiet, or that's hidden. And that shit is bullshit, you know? That shit's still out here. You know, Esau will always hate Jacob. Alright, below when you guys edify, shalom.